secret to catching bass? Maybe it's really simple, being at the right lake at the right time. Today, our Bassmaster's TV cameras are at Lake Seminole near Bainbridge, Georgia. We're on the right lake, one of the hottest lakes in the southeast, but we may be here just a bit too early. A late winter cold front has slowed fishing a bit. With a few days of warm weather, the bass action will tear wide open. It may happen in the next 4 days here at the Bassmaster BP Top 100 as 100 of the nation's top bass pros and amateur partners try to figure out the winning pattern. Right now, it's a puzzle. Water temperature is up and down. The largemouths are moving from their winter pattern to the pre-spawn staging areas, ready to head into the spawning coves, the shallow backwater areas like Jim Bitter is fishing here. Bitter, the winner of the BP Top 100 earlier at the Potomac River, is a master at shallow water sight fishing. He is as much a hunter as a fisherman this morning, searching for bass in the clear water, then casting to the fish. The technique is paying off, but there's a problem. With the unseasonable cold temperatures, a large number of spawners have not moved into the shallow coves. Jim Bitter's the favorite, but he may run out of fish. We'll find out.
This time of the year, it's a little early yet for a good spawn, and it's definitely cold. The water temperature right in here yesterday was about 55, and basically bass usually spawn at about 65, so this is just some early arrivers. And usually what happens on those fish, they come in and they're there one day and they do a little bit of their spawning and get back out if it turns cold again, and that's basically what we've had here.
Stay tuned. I'm Bob Cobb. The Bassmaster will continue in a moment with the Bassmaster BP Top 100 from Lake Seminole. This could be a whale of a tournament. Seminole is loaded with big bass.
Lake Seminole, near Bainbridge, Georgia, the launch point for the $291,000 Bassmaster BP Top 100. 4 days of rod and reel cast for cash competition with a pro-am format. The top 100 fishing professionals on the Bass Angler Sportsman Society's Tournament Trail paired with amateur partners. Pros with a $1,500 entry fee compete for a $46,000 first place award. The amateurs pay $400 to fish from the back seat and a chance to win a $19,000 fully rigged Ranger bass boat. The pro controls the boat and selects the fishing areas, and the majority will make the 30-minute run at 60 miles per hour down the Flint to the juncture of Spring Creek and the Chattahoochee River. Located in the southwest corner of Georgia, Lake Seminole sprawls over 37,500 acres. To fish all of it, you'll need both a Georgia and Florida license. For the outdoorsman, Seminole is a rare find. You come here to unwind. It's nature's showcase, a land of fin and feathers, where the osprey flies and fishes. This is a place to step back in time, to uncover buried treasures. And this one belongs in the Bassmaster's archives, Jack Wingate's world-famous Lunker Lodge. Wingate's Lunker Lodge, home of big bass and bigger fish stories, and the best country eating you can have, where time flies, but nothing changes.
That's one thing about Wingate Fish Camp. It don't never change. That picture was taken right there with them two big bass.
Now, I know you're going to tell me a story, but I want to know how big were those bass, and did you really catch them?
No, I didn't. There was a tub full of them that big sitting there, and
I classify you in my mind as a topwater man. Am I right? Was that your bait?
If he won't hit a topwater, he ain't worth keeping.
What is it about your topwater fishing?
Well, you can hear him, you can see him, and you can feel him.
That's all the senses.
That's all your senses.
That's what makes it so great. And I never read a Harry and Charlie story about the dewdrop in or something that I don't think the Wingates rested. But they must have come here and modeled some of it out of it.
See that Scotch tape right there? That's a little tape. And on that tape, there's the original story told by Junior Sample about his whopper fish. 24 pounds, Debbie Coat.
Man, you got some prizes up here.
Oh, yeah.
Those old level ones. Is that an old Hidden? Is that what that is?
No.
What is it?
It's a Langley.
Langley, yeah.
Yeah, I got two Langleys. Yeah. Two Langleys. 1922.
1920. Was that your high school helmet?
No.
If you had to pick one weekend to be here to catch them good old biggins, when's Jack Wingate's favorite time?
Well, spinnerbait time would be mid to late March. Topwater time would be mid to late April, May, and early June. They'll eat that top water out of the, I mean, just get up and get with it.
Gnawing it, huh?
Yeah.
You mean, as the Harry Charlie would say, it sounded like a commode flushing?
That's right.
Well, Jack, thanks for showing us around. It's good to see you again. Let's don't wait so long. Do me a favor, don't change a thing, all right?
No, I ain't gonna change nothing. Just keep it going.
No, this could be it. Watch it. 29 pounds, 14 ounces. There's your leader, an all-time record for Lake Seminole on a one-day catch. Dion, pick out two of the big ones. And folks, he is loaded. This is absolutely incredible. I've never seen it in all the 25 years since we started here. This is the biggest creel I have seen, Jack Wingate. That is remarkable. Hold him up high and smile like you're happy, boy.
Whoa, maybe all those Lake Seminole fish stories are true. Dion Hibden, a 7 bass daily tournament limit, 29 pounds, 14 ounces, and to boot, a 9-pound lunker, the big fish of the day worth a $1,000 bonus. What's it look like for the next 3 days, Dion?
I'm very susceptible to go out there the next 3 days and, only catch 2 or 3 fish a day, because it is tough. It's just like everybody thinks it is. It's very tough. I caught all 3 today. I caught pre-spawners. I caught post-spawners. I caught some fish that were standing guard and fry.
So they're in all stages of
They're in all stages of the spawn right now. Today I was lucky I dropped it in front of one.
Right now in late February, it's a mixed bag on Lake Seminole. The tournament anglers are catching bass in all stages of the spring nesting ritual, pre-spawn, spawning, and post-spawn. Claude Fishburne's game plan is to concentrate on the early spawners. He's fishing a pocket off a canal leading to a boat ramp, a backwater area off the Chattahoochee River. The Atlanta, Georgia-based pro is sight fishing. He looks for bass in the clear water, then catches them. But it's not really that simple.
What people don't realize is you can't just come in here and start fishing. I probably spend 90% of the time watching and seeing what the fish are actually doing and 10% fishing. Because one bad cast can result in a non-catch situation.
During the tournament, Fishburne will weigh in 22 bass from this backwater slough, and at one point will lead the standings with 51 pounds, 4 ounces. His best one-day creel, 18 pounds, 12 ounces.
Good gosh. Hello? Hello? Come here. Come here. Oh, boy. Look at this.
How about that?
Then there are the in-between bass, fish moving into staging areas along migration routes, feeding up and waiting for water temperature to rise. Carl Maxfield of South Carolina is fishing a grassy area off the Chattahoochee River.
I've been following these grass lines in these creek channels and just sort of paralleling them and working back and forth with this rattle trap for the last 2 days. And the fish, they move up and down and in and out, and you'll go a long time sometimes and not catch one, and then you'll hit one little spot and you'll catch 3 or 4, but up here in this area, you don't need but 3 or 4 bites a day. You can catch, if you can catch like 5 or 4 or 5, you can have over 20 pounds. Easy, baby, easy. Right. Yes, yes. That'll work.
Carl Maxfield is dividing the fishing area with his tournament trail roommate, Bobby
I
Wilson.
figure what these fish have done is they've moved up a little shallower. You know, they'll stage several times before they'll finally get on the spawn, and for some reason, they will not hit a spinnerbait worth a hoot. I think they wanted something to aggravate them. And this Bill Lewis rattle trap, half-ounce gold one, seems to do it. And when it ticks it, I try to rip it through it, and I think the ripping noise triggers a strike.
And there are deep fish on the ledges, like Todd Folk of North Carolina is catching.
I've been throwing a Carolina rig with a watermelon zoom lizard. And the key is it hasn't been anywhere on the grass line. Along these grass lines, there's about every now and then it'll drop about 2 feet. And on that 2-foot drop, the drop's perpendicular to the grass line, and there's usually a rock or two there. And if you can get it on that rock, I usually just leave it there. In fact, the other day I caught 2 good fish, and I just got it on the rock and got it lodged in there, not stuck, but you know, where it would stay. And I just waited till they came by to pick it up, and it worked twice.
Folk, a second-year pro on the BASS tournament trail, has posted back-to-back 18-pound catches and led the Day 2 standings with 36 pounds, 9 ounces. Today, the fish are running smaller, just over the 12-inch tournament size limit. Jim Bitter, the top-ranked pro on the Bassmaster BP Top 100 Tour, is fishing a jerkbait in Jack Wingate's front yard.
This time of year, they traditionally collect a lot of pre-spawn bass. These fish are coming in here looking for a sheltered place. Plus, this little marina area where I'm fishing is a release site for tournaments, and a few of those fish hang around, so it's always a good place to get a quick limit as long as it hasn't been fished too hard. The last couple days I've been in here and fished it real hard. I may have caught just about all the fish that's in here right now.
Well, this BP Top 100 is wide open. Whoever can stay on the fish for 4 days will be the winner. Here are the standings after 3 rounds. Claude Fish Fishburne leads with 51 pounds, 4 ounces. Followed closely by Jim Bitter, Shaw Grigsby, Todd Folk, and Carl Maxfield. Stay tuned. The Bassmasters will be right back with final round action of the Lake Seminole, Georgia BP Top 100. Don't go away. The big uns are biting.
Oh, come on. Wind is phenomenal.
Day 4, final round of the $291,000 Bassmaster BP Top 100 at Lake Seminole, Georgia. If the bass are shallow, Shaw Grigsby is a good bet. At sight fishing, he's almost unbeatable.
Come on, little feller. No! Come on, get out of that lily pad. Golly, get it wedged between his. No! All right, that's a way to start a day.
Tournament leader Claude Fishburne has picked his spawning pocket about clean, but there are a few bass cruising near beds.
No. Okay, relax.
Jim Bitter in second place has changed locations. Boat traffic killed his spot at the Wingate Boat Basin, and his backup area at the Trails End Marina Ramp is also busy this morning. However, his jerkbait, a Rattlin' Rogue, is working. Shaw Grigsby is working too. He spent over 15 minutes trying to entice a bass to bite his tube bait.
Come on, darling. Good golly. Come on, fishy. Round and round and round we go, and oh yes, thank you, Lord. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Good golly, plier time again. Oh, I tell you what, it's gonna be slow working today, but at least it's working.
Shaw's looking for spawning bass, but the cold weather and windy conditions are against him. He's adapting to the situation, using his electric trolling motor to cover the backwater ponds and sinkholes. On the move, he's casting a paddle tail-shaped plastic worm, swimming it over the grass.
It's a good fish. Come on, baby. Just take him back here. Come on, little feller. Don't. Come on. Come on, open your mouth. Yes! Ha 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 ha! Got you, baby doll. Like it. Thank you, Lord. He was just cruising, and I threw my bait out there and just waited and waited. Finally, he got on it. All right, one more, that makes a limit, doesn't it?
And as luck would have it, the wind calms. Visibility improves, and Shaw spots a big fish. Now, if he can just make it bite.
Not ready. Ready if you get right there. Thank you.
That's a 17-pound plus limit. If Shaw gets back to the weigh-in on time, he might be the winner. And just about everyone in Bainbridge and Decatur County, Georgia, has turned out to see who is going to win it. Shaw Grigsby's got a chance. But he's got a problem, as BASS Weighmaster Ray Scott explains.
And he was late. The penalty for lateness is taken off of his daily catch 1 pound per minute. And he was late. And I want to ask you how many minutes?
1 minute.
Was it exactly 1 minute or over 1 minute?
It was exactly 1 minute. It was the first time in my life.
Why were you late?
I was just being stupid.
All right, let's go weigh the fish while we're here. Total weight, 18 pounds and 4 ounces, folks.
Shaw takes the tournament lead with a 4-day total of 64 pounds, 13 ounces. But that 1 pound late penalty may hurt. Todd Folk has a big bag of bass.
You got to have 18 pounds. If you do, you're going to walk away with all the biscuits.
I would have had 18 easy, but I got a little unlucky on one big one today. But this is still a good weight, and I'm proud of it.
16 pounds and 13 ounces, people. Let's give it a good hand. Great job.
Shaw Grigsby is the winner by a margin of 1 pound, 15 ounces. He earns $46,000. Todd Folk, the runner-up, nets $30,000. But boy, that could have been an expensive late penalty. For Shaw Grigsby, a narrow escape and his 4th win on the Bassmaster Tournament Trail.
I thank all of you all, and I'm really thrilled to win this right here in Seminole. Believe it or not, this is the site of the very first tournament I ever fished in my life when I was 16 years old, and so it's kind of neat to come here and win this one. So,
and in the amateur division, the winner was Gary L. Bayer of Tallahassee, Florida, with a 4-day total of 19 pounds, 2 ounces. Right now, it's time for the Pros Pointer, the how-to section of the Bassmasters. Brought to you by Wrangler, the most comfortable jeans known to man.
My game plan for this tournament was to cover a lot of ground, and to do that, I'd use a paddle tail worm. I'd rig this on a 3/0 high-performance hook with a little 16th ounce weight in front of it. That'll allow me to cast it and still swim it and get some depth out of it if I needed to. I kept a constant eye on my water temperature. As the water temperature would climb, I would be able to work it a little faster, swimming across the surface and get some reaction bites. If the water temperature was low, meaning below 58, down to 56, 55 degrees, then I would have to slow it down, drop it in the holes. I'd catch them in the ponds by letting it fall. But this was a tremendous bait to catch the fish on this tournament.
Georgia's Lake Seminole, and the Bassin legend continues. the home of leg-long lunkers. And Shaw Grigsby's name goes in the BASS record book, alongside legends like Tom Mann and Roland Martin. Seminole, it's a great lake, and now's a great time to be here. Next week, the Bassmasters cameras will be on a super shootout, the Ray Scott Eagles of Angling Tournament at Pentlala, Alabama. Ray's hosting the pros and special guests in a big bass tournament on a 55-acre lake that's capable of an Alabama state record bass. Join us to see what happens. For the Bassmasters, I'm Bob Cobb. We'll see you all next week.